Imagine waking up each morning in a place with very little crime, the people who live there are friendly, and nature is a refuge. That's not just a dream, it's a reality in the world's safest countries. From icy shores to rolling emeralds of green, these nations set the standard for peace, security, and happiness. So, which countries are the world's safest? Let's begin our countdown of the top 10 destinations where safety is not just a statistic, but a way of life. 10. Malaysia. Malaysia is now 10th with a GPI score of 1.403, an enormous leap from last year's 19th, and that's a significant improvement. Malaysia's growing safety is drawing attention in a world where stability might be in short supply. Over the past decade, crime has dropped by nearly 40%, and violent crime against tourists is a rare occurrence. Sure, pickpocketing and scams can occur in crowded areas like Kuala Lumpur, but generally, it gets safer yearly. Medical care is another bonus. Malaysia has affordable public medical care for all, spending only 4% of its GDP on healthcare. A small fraction of what many rich nations spend, yet it covers nearly everyone. There are environmental issues, but they're being worked on. Seasonal haze from forest fires and monsoon floods are problems, particularly in cities, but tighter air quality regulations since 2020 are already affecting them. Generally, Malaysia demonstrates that peace and security can be optimized even in a diverse, fast-developing nation. 9. Slovenia. Let's talk a bit about a little-known European gem that is one of the safest countries in the world, Slovenia, which is 9th in the world with a GPI score of 1.396. You're probably thinking that this is just another small country. It is, but it's also one of the most peaceful countries on the planet, and it has been an independent country since 1991 in a part of the world that was once full of conflict. Slovenia has made itself a peaceful, stable, and secure country. Crime? It is almost non-existent, with a rate of murder of only 0.7 per 100,000 citizens. You can wander around its cities at night without fear. Unlike many European countries, Slovenia is united. There is little political tension and much social trust. Its healthcare system also works. Everyone gets access to it, drugs are affordable, and life expectancy is 81.9 years, higher than the EU average. Nature lovers note that more than 60% of the country is covered in forests, and 37% of its territory is under Natura 2000, a European nature conservation program, the highest rate in the EU. 8. Denmark. Denmark is the 8th safest nation in the world, with a GPI score of 1.383, which is for good reason. It is not only a happy land, consistently ranks as the happiest, but also extremely safe. The murder rate is a tiny 0.8 per 100,000 residents, so crime doesn't exist here. In Copenhagen, 91% of residents feel safe walking home alone at night. That's real peace. So why is Denmark so safe? It is a combination of trust, intelligent policies, and community policing that deters crime before it happens. Healthcare is another bonus. It is universal, effective, and inexpensive, which keeps residents healthy and stress-free. As for nature, Denmark avoids major disasters, with the occasional storm from the North Sea. Even then, they are prepared. 7. Portugal. Portugal is now one of the safest countries on Earth, placed 7th on the Global Peace Index with a score of 1.375. And believe it or not, just a little over a decade ago, it was Western Europe's poor cousin, but since comprehensive economic reforms in 2014, Portugal has had a dramatic turnaround, not only in its economy, but as a peaceful, stable nation where everyone feels safe. Crime is dropping quickly, rates of homicide are now only 0.7 per 100,000 people, and unlike most countries in Europe, Portugal has largely escaped terrorism and avoids international conflict. One of the reasons it's so safe? A bold move back in 2001, making all drugs legal and treating drug use as a health issue instead of locking people up. And it paid off. Drug deaths and addiction fell significantly. Healthcare is universal and effective, allowing residents to live healthier. 6. Switzerland. Imagine a nation so peaceful that it hasn't fought a war in more than 200 years, and now it's one of the safest spots on the planet. That's Switzerland. It's 6th on the Global Peace Index at 1.357. This nation does its own thing. Literally, since 1815, Switzerland has been neutral, sitting out World War I and II and nearly every major conflict since. It's no wonder it's famous for peace. But it's not all old news. Crime is extremely low today, with just 0.5 homicides per 100,000 residents. You can walk alone at night in Geneva and Zurich and still feel secure. How? Good policing, freedom, respect, and a prosperous society are part of it. With a per-person income of more than $93,000, Switzerland invests in world-class healthcare, among the best in the world, and residents live to an average of 84.3 years. Even the earth is cared for. More than 70% of trash is recycled, and the nation will be carbon neutral by 2050. Safe, stable, and smart. That's why Switzerland makes the list. 5. Singapore. Did you know a city-sized country is one of the safest spots on Earth? Singapore, Southeast Asia's small giant, just joined the top 5 safest countries on Earth with a GPI score of 1.339. Serious safety. In a part of the world where chaos can break out at any time, Singapore is a peaceful, clean, and ultra-efficient island of tranquility. So why is this small country so secure? For one, crime is practically non-existent, thanks to strict laws and rapid punishments. Pickpocketing happens occasionally, but violent crime? Extremely rare. The government doesn't take chances when it comes to security. And Singapore's healthcare is world-class, often compared to Australia's, so health emergencies are less of an issue. Air quality is usually great, though it does get hazy between August and October due to nearby bushfires. But even then, the government acts swiftly to protect citizens. 4. New Zealand. New Zealand is a very safe nation, 4th in the 2024 Global Peace Index at a score of 1.323. With a population of only 5.1 million, the country's low population density ensures that the close-knit communities that make it up mean it has very low crime rates. Rising sea levels, leading to coastal flooding, is also something New Zealand observes. Still, it will go green to ensure environmental safety and aims to reach zero emissions by 2050. 3. Austria. Austria stands at the 3rd safest location in the world according to the Global Peace Index 2024, with a commendable score of 1.313. The exceptionally low crime rate in the country, strong justice system, and politically stable atmosphere are all evidence of this high ranking. The economic impact of crime in Austria is one of the lowest globally, at a mere 4.23% of its GDP. Violence-stricken countries, on the other hand, experience between 23.5% and 59.1% of GDP as economic loss. 2. Ireland. Ireland is not only a picturesque nation adorned with rolling green hills and ancient castles, it is also known to be one of the safest nations to reside in. In the Global Peace Index 2024, it is ranked 2nd, with an impressive score of 1.303, consistently placing it above many nations regarding safety and stability. One of the major reasons Ireland is so safe is its national police force, An Garda Síochána, whose title translates to Guardians of the Peace. This unarmed police force is deeply rooted in the social fabric of society, creating trust and cooperation among citizens. In 2023, the homicide detection rate was an impressive 82%, a sign of effective law enforcement. Although crime rates have experienced some increase, such as a 12% rise in theft crimes in 2023, these rates remain relatively low compared to international standards. 1. Iceland. Iceland is the world's safest country, holding the Global Peace Index's top spot since 2008. One of the key reasons for this title is the country's incredibly low crime rate, with violent crimes being all but non-existent. Iceland has no standing army, but relies on diplomatic relations to maintain peace. This dedication provides an incredible feeling of safety that residents and tourists can easily enjoy. The nation's healthcare system adds to this safety, offering universal, tax-supported care to all residents. Iceland has a life expectancy of 82.6 years, which is higher than the EU average. which is a clear benefit of such a system. Environmental safety is another level of confidence. Air quality in Iceland is in line with World Health Organization standards, and few dangerous animals exist. Volcanic eruptions and earthquakes may happen, but never in densely populated areas. That's it for today, guys. What do you think about these nations? Would you ever consider settling in one as your home? Let me know down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more cool content. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.